This video is made possible by our patrons.
Hi guys, we are here today for a battletome review with the Wannabe and the Bin. Before we get into this, I would like to thank GW for a great book that they've sent us for free, so we can review it to you guys. So Luke, we're just going to have a little overview of this book. We're going to have fun with this book, and we're going to make meme lists for this book. And I know you've already made some meta lists, so you need to chill. I'm all about the dragons, all about the Leonidas Spartans. Let's get into this. Let's look at the units. Okay then. What units stand out to you, Luke, from this battle time?
Well, you see the nice shiny models that are coming out. You like the Chariot looks nice, but the standout one is the dragons. They're just
I've got the dragons on the screen. Got the dragons on the screen now for the little war scroll. So tell us about the dragons then, Luke. What's your favourite part about the dragons, apart from them being dragons?
Well, let's just go through their scroll first, if you like. Get it up here, ready?
If you can't tell, we're all flicking through the books.
They're just it's like having an 18 wound monster, and if you just look at the stats on the dragon. They got what, 9 wounds each. So
9 wounds, 3 up save, 8 bravery, and 12-inch move. That's pretty juicy right there.
And just they can move twice as well. So they can move once per game. They can move in the hero phase. That's a read on that.
Just looking over the war scroll, they're just like Dracoffs, but better in every single way, and they can fly.
So there's like a 12-inch, 18 wound monster with a 3-up save that count as 10 models on objectives because they're monsters and there's 2 models there. So
yeah,
just looking at that, and then if you go to the price of them, 285 points. Yeah, they're definitely the standout scroll. And I had a good read through this book. They're the standout scroll for me.
It's not only the fact that they like 10 models on objectives, it's the 4-up ignore for me against spells and endless spells. Each time it is affected by them, that right there, just in addition with a lot of spells and monsters and stuff, to like neuter a monster in like effect with spells is pretty nasty. But these guys on a 4-up just ignore it. And they've got the lances as well on the charge with the dudes on back that go to -2 rend, 2 damage. They're no slouches in combat at all.
No.
But then the thing that you like,
the shooting attack goes 3+, D3 mortal wounds, 5+, D6 mortal wounds. That's before they even get into combat. So
this is what's kept Luke up ever since we got the book. Like, I've had messages off of Luke, just like spam shooting with the breath attacks, and it's pretty nasty because it's mortal wounds. It's a lot of that.
So if you want the shiny new models, there's a 2k list that I've written. You basically get 6 boxes of these, and that's 2k. You get 5 units of these, and 2 Draconius Knights. You got 2 leaders, and then 5 units of these in a battle regiment. So you're 1 drop, and you're good to go. I think
it's just an onslaught of fire. So that's the dragon one. The notable scroll.
Thomas, and we've got a request to show the Retributive weapon profile. So should we do that now?
Retributive weapon profile.
We got,
let's just.
Adrian.
Where is it? There's so many war scrolls in this book. Where is the Retributive?
You're just showing that list now, aren't you?
Retributors. Oh, I think I've gone past the Retributors. Evocators.
As you can see, this is not. We're not like. There's going to be reviews out there that just goes from the start to the end. We're just going to go through.
We're just having little fun bits.
And just.
So Retributors.
Give us requests, and we'll show the wall scroll. No worries.
Don't know how I'm going to pull this up. Do I just pull the book up? Nah, I'll just say it. So they've got a lightning hammer, 1 inch, 3 attacks, freeze to hit, freeze to wound, -2 rend, 2 damage. And then they've got their Star Soul Mace, Do not use the attack sequence for an attack made with a Star Soul Mace. Instead, roll a dice. On a 2-up, the unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. And then, if an unmodified hit roll of a lightning hammer is 6, the target suffers 2 mortal wounds and the attack sequence ends. I'm pretty sure that's the same as last time.
Yeah, they're pretty similar. The movement 4, 3-up save. I think the save might be different. Can't remember. And then they got 3 wounds each.
But an interesting thing I've noticed...
Price. Go to their price. That's quite a large part. So Retributors. You want to get the points up?
Where is the points? Retributors. So many war scrolls, it's ridiculous. Retributors are 235 points and battle line in 9th Excelsior for 5 of them. But there's one thing that I have noticed that's changed with the Retributors, with a lot of the Stormcast actually, is they've got like little sub-faction things in them. Like, you've got Paladins, you've got Retributors, you've got Redeemers. Like, it's all these little extra words now which go into their battalions, which they brought back battalions, which is quite nice. But they've got like keywords for certain units. So all the Retribute units, the Protectors, they've all got the same like Paladin keyword, I believe. Is it
So they've got, Adrian's saying they've got an extra attack and more rend, so they're definitely way more efficient. And I think the cost is pretty similar to what they were before.
Yeah.
And you're getting 5 of them, lads, so they're definitely more cost efficient now. I mean, if we go to the beginning and just go through the allegiance abilities, that's quite a large part of every book. That what makes you kind of pick these units, because all these units get buffed by these battle traits. So do you want to read off?
So obviously you get the little sub factions of like, say, Hammers of Sigmar, Hallowed Heart, but a generic like allegiance ability is Guardians of the Heavens and Shields of the Mortal Realms. So this is the 2 sort of like overall factions of it. So you've got the normal Stormcast, and then you've got Stormkeep Stormcast, where you can ally in what are they called? Cities of Sigmar units. But for the Stormcast Eternals, Silence of the Storm, you get the basic Deep Strike, 9 inches away, all of that jazz, and you get certain like enhancements based on that. And then you get the Stormkeeps and all the enhancements based on that. And you get like Redeemer special rules. But then we've got Blaze of Glory from, if you got the Dominion set, you notice the Allegiance ability where you die and you do the amount of mortal wounds, or you roll a dice equal to your wound roll, and every 6 you get a mortal wound on the enemy unit around you in 3 inches, I believe, or 1 inch, whatever it is.
Add to the number of dice you roll. So if you read it, if a friendly Stormcast Eternals model is slain within 1 inch of an enemy unit, before removing that unit from play, pick one enemy unit with 1 inches of that model and roll a number of dice equal to the wounds characteristic of that slain model. So a lot of these infantry have 3 or 2 wounds, and so if you roll a 6, you do a mortal wound back to them. It also mentions that Thunderstrike. So you've got the Thunderstrike keyword. So a lot of these units like Vanquishers and the Vigilators, they have this Thunderstrike keyword, and they will bounce these mortal wounds on a 5+. So that making them more efficient.
That's pretty juicy in consideration that you can bring all of these like low wounds units back with either your Dresser or the new banner dudes. So you could just do a massive shield wall and bring them back with your Dresser, the banners, and then just have them keep on like popping off and like rally as well.
The resin list, if you can get the Vanquisher War Scroll up, I think they're the cheapest battle line in the book for 120 points. You can have 5 of them. The ones with the swords.
Oh, the ones, the new ones.
Yeah, the new ones. The Vanquishers are, and their musician allows them. So when you rally, the rally commander lets you bring back models on a 6. They let you rally on a 5+.
Yeah.
So you're like your Jaster and the banner guy, and then having big units of these can really, they might not do a lot of damage on the War Scroll because they've got 2 attacks each, 3s and 3s, Rem 1 damage, but it's all this additional damage that you can get from being Stormcast, bouncing back when you die, and then keep rezzing back. So you're like a death army almost.
The good thing with the Vanquishers as well is they get more attacks the more models they have in the unit. So if they've got 5 models in the unit, you add 1 to their attacks profile. If you've got 10, you add 2 to the attacks profile. And yes, it's Age of Sigmar freeware. Unit coherency and getting into combat's a lot harder, but those multiple attacks might help in the long run. So if you've got, say, 5 dudes that can attack, that'll be like 15 attacks, whereas if you've got 5 dudes that can attack and 10 behind them, that's 20 attacks, so you potentially get more attacks. And if you get into bigger units, you can just do a line and then get into them.
Yeah, I think if you do the bigger units just to try and keep that unit alive and do this additional, where you got the Blaze of Glory. Just Tom's asking there, would they do the damage back if they're taken from the back? So I don't know. They're really going to pick one enemy unit with of that model. So no, you'd have to take from the front, from the dying models to do the damage. But it's not. So big monsters going in. You can maybe negate it the way that you charge. You might be able to reduce this Blaze of Glory back at you.
That works with heroes, doesn't it? So all your big monsters and star drakes, when they die, they can do that.
Yeah. Anything with the Stormcast Eternals keyword, and then if you've got the Thunderstrike keyword,
you add one to it. Now, this, what I want to talk about is the big dragons. So Luke likes little dragons. I've wanted dragons in AOS for such a long time that I'd probably make a star drake, but that's like not a dragon. That's not what I see as a dragon. Krondys and the new Kazrakai, I believe, are the dragons that I've wanted since 7th edition.
Did you get the big dragon scrolls up?
Yeah, I've got the Krondys on the screen right now.
Alright, okay. Cool.
So he's got 18 wounds, a 3-up save, 10 bravery, and his movement is 14. So he's got the Blazing Tempest, which is essentially the same breath weapon as the Star Drake cavalry unit. Do not make an attack sequence with this. On a 1 to 2, it does 1 mortal wound. On a 3 to 4, it does D3. On a 5 to 6, it does D6 mortal wounds. I like Krondys because he's a wizard. He's a 2-cast wizard and he's a 2-deny wizard. And his spell is pretty interesting to say the least. So, Atovistic Tempest, you've got to hope the best of my spelling in this because it's atrocious. Tempest is a spell that has a casting value of 9 and a range of 24. If successfully cast, pick 1 enemy unit within range and visible to the caster. Then, pick 1 of the effects below that effects last until next hero phase. So there's 4 effects. The first one is Blinding Gales. Subtract 1 from the hit rolls for attacks made by that unit. Then we've got Meteor Hail. Worsen the rend characteristic of weapons used by that unit by 1 to a minimum of dash. Then we have Lightning Vortex. Subtract 1 from the attacks characteristic of missile weapons used by that unit to a minimum of 1. And the last one is Flash Breezing Blizzard. Subtract 1 from save rolls for attacks that target that unit.
So he's pretty tasty.
That spell, it's really nice because it gives you versatility of what you could do to units and stuff like that. Yes, you might think it's a high cast spell at 9, but when you look at Krondys' special rules, Regalia Fulmentorus, add the Regalia Fulmentorus value shown on the unit's damage table to the casting roll for the unit. So he gets a +3 to cast.
Yeah, it makes it because it's quite high casting value, so you might not get it off. But it definitely makes more use out of this one because he's a wizard, so you got more going on. I think in this one, because they're both 600 points.
Yeah, I find with Karazai, he's a close combat one, but he does something very similar to Krondys anyway. I like the spell characteristic of him as well, so he can be good in combat, good at shooting, and he's got the spell aspect of it. Whereas Karazai, he's got a similar ability with the spell, but it's based in combat. So if he destroys a certain unit, he gets different buffs. So each time this unit destroys an enemy unit, you can apply the relevant effects below. This is Karazai, what I'm on about now, the other one. If the enemy unit was a hero or monster, add 1 to the attacks characteristics of melee weapons used by this unit for the rest of the battle. So the more things you kill, like heroes and monsters, the more attacks you get on all of your characteristics. If the unit had a wounds characteristic of 3 or more and wasn't a hero or monster, add 1 to run and charge rolls for the rest of the battle. And if the enemy unit has a characteristic of 2 or less, you can heal wounds allocated to this 1 wound allocated to this model unit. So it's something very similar, but that's more of a close combat orientated dragon, which is really nice, which I like, but I like the wizard aspect of it as well, so you can do more with your dragon.
You definitely don't want to be close by when this thing dies with 18 wounds.
It just explodes. Has it got the oh no, it wouldn't have the Thunderstrike keyword because it's not got.
It does, yeah.
Thunderstrike.
They've got Thunderstrike keyword.
Oh my goodness! the weird thing is, Karazai doesn't even have armor. How does he have the Thunderstrike armor keyword? Well, where is it? I know Krondis has, because he's got like a weird neck brace.
I think all the new units have the Thunderstrike. I think the Vanquishers. Let's have a look. They go to the new units, so they have it. I know the Vanquishers have it. Like Vigilators and stuff like that. So I know, like, let me get them up now.
On a side note, both of these dragons are practically identical except for a couple of rules. So the rules that they share in common is Ancient Master of War, subtract 1 from attack characteristic of melee weapons that target this unit to a minimum of 1. So that's really nice if you're getting swarmed by a load of Bone Splitters, a load of multi-attack units. Blazing Tempest is both their breath attacks, and Calamitous Tail. So both of them have this, and the attacks characteristic is equal to all models within 3 inches of this model. So if you're getting swarmed by a load of like zombies or goblins or hobgrots from the new orc battletome, you just do the same amount as models around you, which is really nice because the damage for it is, it's a range of 3 inches, it's freeze to hit, freeze to wound, -2 rend on all of its attacks, and 2 damage. So if you're doing against a big blob, say 15 dudes, you'll probably hit 10 of them on average. Wound, say 7.5, and then you're doing like 2 damage at -2 rend. A lot of those swarming units don't have a high save, so you're probably taking like 15 off or something like that, or more than 10. So that's quite a good attack. But then you've got the Apex Maw on like both of them. So you've got Apex Maw and Annihilating Jaws. This is the difference between the two. So Karazai's got 2 extra attacks with his Maw attack, both of a 2-inch range, both hitting on freeze, both wounding on a 1-up. A 1-up!
Yeah, it's still, all ones always still fail, but
still, but a 1-up, like, it just madness. It's like a Bastillodon, but for attacking. And then they've both, Karazai's got a -3 rend, so he's got a better rend on Krondis, but they both have damage 3. So Karazai's better in combat a little bit more, and then Krondis has got the benefit of magic, which, that's more of a tilting factor for me, is the magic. What else?
Yeah, just it allows you to. He does more in the list, doesn't he? Having a wizard does. Like the other guy, you kind of need to buy a wizard, don't you?
Yeah, there's a lot of like dispelling and stuff as well. There's a lot of more utility. So if we go to the spells, I'm just gonna take down Krondis and bring up the spells. Where is the spells? Enhancement spell laws. I'm just gonna read through these and see if anything picks out for me. So we've got Lightning Blast is a spell that has a casting value of 5. If successfully cast, the closest enemy unit that is visible to the caster suffers D3 mortal wounds. If more than 1 enemy unit visible to the caster is equally close, you pick. So we've got...
I'll get these up as well.
3-inch. We've got a viewer saying 3-inch doesn't seem that much since it's specific models and not amount of models in a unit. 3 inches, for instance. Bring that back up.
Yeah, you can definitely negate the damage from that. You just have to be
Yeah.
smart when you're playing against it. Just try and not let him get loads of models in range.
Just have to do like a little conga line.
It's hard as a conga line now, coherency, but
Yeah.
you can definitely reduce it. Which one are you on now? Lightning Blast?
I've just finished Lightning Blast. I'm going to do Azerite Halo now. Is a spell that has a casting value of 5. So both spells have a casting value of 5, range of 12. If the caster is a knight, or 18-inch... Wait, what? With range of 12-inch if the caster is a knight, or 18-inch if the caster is a lord or Draconith unit. So it's got increased range if you're a lord or Draconith. So your Krondis will have an 18-inch range on this spell. If successfully cast, pick one friendly Stormcast Eternals unit, wholly within range and visible to the unit until your next hero phase. If the unmodified save roll for that for an attack that targets that unit is a 6, the attacking unit suffers 1 mortal wound after all its attacks have been resolved.
Yes, there's a lot of chip damage on mortals. There's quite a lot of mortal wounds of Dragon Army, with all the shooting and the magic and taking wounds back, being Thunderstrike. And I just looked through all of it. All the new units do have the Thunderstrike keyword, so
it's a lot of mortal wounds in this army. Was there a lot of mortal wounds before? I didn't really look at Stormcast or play against them that much.
You could, but you had to ally in a bit of Seraphon, you had to use the Star Drakes, and you could do a lot of mortal wounds from range, but it seems there's a lot more mortal wounds now in combat.
Yeah.
I mean, if we go to the Knight Draconis character that I had 2 of in that list, with the 5 units of dragons, you can just, just going through him, how he buffed the other dragons and makes them more effective.
There's too many war scrolls. I needed to put bookmarks in this book. No, I've gone to the start. Where is he? Where is this man?
Please, page 155.
Oh, sweet, found him. So he's got 11 wounds, 12-inch move, 3 up save, 8 bravery. So he's got 2 more wounds than the unit of Dragons, riders.
He's just got a great ability that allows them. So here, once per battle in your hero phase, it's called the Wrath of the Draconith. You can pick one friendly Stormdrake guard unit wholly within 12 of this unit, and that has not made a shooting attack in that phase. That unit can shoot. So it's just allowing them to shoot in the hero phase. If they're stuck in combat, to do their last few wounds. It really helps them out. And then they can go off and maybe go and kill another key unit or target.
It's really interesting.
Really solid hero with a 3 up save and 11 wounds. And they've still got all the same profiles. He's got a Rend 3 blade that has 5 attacks. It's 3s and 2s, Rend 3, 2 damage each. So even he's quite choppy.
We've got Manny Walters saying, just here to see how you rate the Prime.
That's good. Well, he's the first War Scroll, so if you get him up, we'll go through him, as I really rate him now. He was good before, but
he's a lot of these big named heroes I've noticed have got a 4-up ward save now. A 4-up ward on all of
before, he used to go in, sometimes you just whiff and then you just instantly die back, but now he's pretty much the same, but has a 4-up ward, so, and especially in Age of Sigmar 3 where you can get save stacking as well, is a lot more survivable.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just going to have to get the book up. I haven't got a picture of this, so if I just hold the book up, don't know how well you can see that. But he's considerably better.
Yes, if I go through it, so he's got the Galmaraz is still 2 inches, 3 attacks, 3s and 2s, -3, 3 damage. He has still got if you stay up in the sky and you drop down, you get +2 to those attacks, but he doesn't stack anymore, so you're just better off dropping him down straight away now. He adds 2 when any time that he drops down. So basically, it's 5 attacks, 3s and 2s, And the wounded on 2s is key because you can buff the hit roll. He can just do that himself with just a generic command ability. So you can be 2s and 2s, Ren 3, 3 damage. So I think he's more reliable now in Age of Sigmar 3. And he has a 4-up ward save. So he's still movement 12, he has a 3-up save, bravery 10, 8 wounds. With heroic healing, he's leadership 10, so he's very reliable healing them wounds back when he does take wounds. And he's still got his he can automatically make a 12-inch charge, or change a dice roll. He still has that ability, the Celestial Fates. So yeah, I do rate him a lot. And he's only, I think he's 300 and how many points is the prime now?
Adrian Binko says press F for Liberators. I haven't even looked at Liberators. How silly of me.
Prime is 325 points now, so I do rate him a lot. Everybody's primes are going to come back out, I think, of the bin.
Because every time we saw like a little TTS like game or tournament game with the Celestin Prime, I think you might have used it quite a few times.
And he just failed to kill the Iron.
It just fluffed. It's always just overhyped and stuff like that, but then it always bounced off. There's one of the games where it just went and like just mode for everything, but it didn't really do much for the rest of it. But now it looks pretty chunky.
He's a great ally, isn't he? He still drops down. He still has his shooting attack that you pick a point, and now it's not a random roll anymore. It's just 3 inches, so you're guaranteeing now the range. So you know when you drop down, he's going to do this to this many units.
Yeah,
it's just a really reliable character that would go in any order army that can take Stormcast. So
yeah,
I rate Prime a lot, and having a 4-up ward helps him massively.
It's the 4-up ward that gets me every time. It's just everyone's getting a 4-up ward. Like your Dresser had a 4-up ward in the battle.
I can get the Lich King out. That was my prime.
This is like your Dresser that I did. I gave her like the cloak from the what was it, Space Marine chaplain dude, and then I just put her in a desert, so she's like Greek Thanatos sort of themed. And then Luke's got.
There you go. There's the Lich King. It's not a very good picture. Let's see if I can get.
Was that your Celestin Prime?
Yeah, they used to call him Surf's Up.
Surf's Up, Celestin Prime. I remember. Was it Sam that put wheelchair on him, and he's just rolling out, or was it
Phil
you?
Did, called him Surf's Up because he's on a big wave.
It's just a massive, wow.
But yeah, the Prime's definitely a winner in the book. It was so Adrian wanted to press F for Liberators, so I think that's quickly scroll to the Liberator.
I looked at the scroll and it was just meh.
People, you just ask what you want to see, and we'll float through. Yeah, I need to finish my Prime now. He's worth finishing off now, so get him done.
So we got Lalo the Tyrants for the Liberators. I'm not sure if this has changed. I haven't looked at the rules for Liberators in ages. At the end of the combat phase, you can pick one enemy unit that is both within 1 inch of this unit and within 6 inches of an objective. Roll a dice. On a 4-up, that unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. I feel like that's changed.
Pretty sure. I don't know. Did they have that before?
I thought before they got like bonuses to hitting monsters or heroes above a certain wound characteristic.
I knew they like reroll ones to save or something. I didn't think they did I didn't think it did D3 mortal wounds on the 4+. That's pretty.
That has to be new. I haven't even like heard of that before. And then they've still got the Sigmarite shields, but they add one to save rolls now. So they got a 3-up save. They're okay. They've got 2 wounds, 5-inch move, bravery 7. They've got 3s, 4s to wound, -1, 1 damage, 2 attacks on that. They're okay. How many points are they?
Yeah, they look alright. I mean, it's not add to the save characteristic, so it is 3+ is the best they could ever be, even with save stacking.
They're 115 points for 5.
So they are the cheapest battle line, and then Vanquishers are the second cheapest.
That's not bad, to be fair.
Yeah, they look pretty solid, and they still got the ground weapon, which is 2 attacks, 3s and 3s, Ren 1, 2 damage. Just because of the other weapons they have, wounds on 4s, they're not very reliable in doing damage.
Yeah.
But then they have the Redeemer keyword, so they don't benefit from this reflecting mortal wounds back like the Vanquished would or the Vigilators would. I mean, what are the new Terminator-looking guys?
Oh, the Annihilators.
Annihilators, they're Thunderstrike, and they're 3 wounds each, so they would reflect wounds back. And you got one of those units, Annihilators with just shields up, 2-up save.
It's
and then
the new Grandhammer ones that haven't come out yet. This is the unit that I'm like, they're really good.
Yeah, they've got 3 attacks each, 3s and 2s, Ren 2, 3 damage, so they can do a lot of damage. And
they've got a 2-inch range as well. A 2-inch range, so you can have a big unit of 6 of them just dropping down, doing what the other Annihilators did, where they do mortal wounds with everything within 10 inches. On a roll of a 3-up, they do D3 mortal wounds and then re-roll the charges. And
having the 3 save is great. I know the other ones have a 2-up, but you can still get these to a 2-up.
Yeah, it's the damage output for me that's really good. And if you take them in, which faction was it? Let me just bring up the faction. It was Hallowed Knights. Hallowed Knights, if a friendly Hallowed Knights redeem... Oh, are they Redeemers? Oh, I didn't even look at that.
No, they're not.
They're Paladins. Oh, I had a great idea in my head, but it just didn't work.
I've got a question for the Vanguard Raptors now. Vanguard Raptors with long strike, though. Let's get them on.
There's too many War Scrolls.
They're
Space
on
Marines.
page 166, Liam. Top left.
30-inch range, 2 attacks, 3s to hit, 2s to wound, -2 Ren, 2 damage. I don't think much has changed.
Did they have 1 shot each before? Or did they have 2 shots each?
I think they had 2 shots each before. If an unmodified hit roll for an attack made with a long strike crossbow is 6, the target unit suffers 2 mortal wounds. The attack sequence ends.
Yeah, they did that. They did that, but I think they look pretty much the same as before.
Yeah.
But at least before you could fire them twice. I think it was being in a battalion or for a command point or something. But I don't think you can do that anymore.
Yeah.
How many points today? Let's have a look. Vanguard Raptors with long strike, 240. Oh, but they come in units of 3. I'm pretty sure they were units of 2 before.
No, I think they were units of 3. One of them had the Raptor, didn't they? Oh, what are you doing, Leo?
The first 3. But yeah, 240 for 3. So what? 6 shots from a unit, 3s and 2s. Not that bad. There's a pretty cool new model, the Adjudicator character with the Griffhounds. That looks really nice.
Oh, the Night Adjudicator. The one that's gone on pre-order this week.
Yeah, she looks really nice. So she's okay. She might be quite a good ally. She's like 205 points, but she's got like a single shot, a Gazer Sigmar on it. That's similar to the Prime's ability, but it's with every unit within 6 inches. So her combo with the Prime, you can do some decent mortal wounds from range.
If any of you play 40k, this is the equivalent to an orbital bombardment. So, just saying they're Sigmarines now, just forever. They're just getting worse and worse. But that's a really nice. It's 30 inch as well. You just go, I don't like that blob of units over there. Just sort them out, Sigmar. And he just goes. Brrr!
Yeah, so you get the prime in this guy. I know it's a 4+, you do the D3 mortals, but you could take some key heroes off the board without even breaking their sweat.
Like the normal shooting attack with her, it's quite good as well. It's 2 shots, 3s, 2s, -3 rend and 3 damage. She can just snipe off those small support heroes that are being a pain. It's just madness. The -3 rend I was not expecting. -1 was probably the more what I was expecting. -3. That's
I think you need to be quite high rend now in this with the save stacking about. So it's useful to definitely have Ren 3 when you need to do those few last wounds on a unit that you can't shift with Ren 1.
Yeah.
The Eric Ito was just saying that they were 1 attack each before, so that is quite good for the Vanguard Raptors as long strikes. I think they were similar price as well. They're 240. I don't know what they were before, but it's Big Tom saying, how about Castigators?
Um,
Can we see if they're bin worthy or?
18-inch range, D3 shots, freeze, -1, 1 damage. At the start of the shooting phase, you must say whether this unit will increase either the accuracy or the power of its Thunderhead Great Bows. If you pick the accuracy, add 1 to hit rolls to the attacks made by this unit. If you pick the power, until the end of the phase, that unit has -2 rend. So I'd probably go with the powered shot all the time, because obviously you've got command points to add 1 to it, but they're not looking...
It lets you choose, and they really do cheap. You get, what, 3 of them for 105 points.
Yeah. For an unmodified hit roll of the bow that targets a malignant or demon unit is a 6, it scores 2 hits instead of 1, and make a wounded save roll for each. So that's alright and very specific.
I think they're better than they were before. I'm pretty sure they hit on 4 or wound on 4 before. And they're D3 attacks each, so you can get these guys hitting on 2, winning on 3s.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're not amazing, but 105 points for 3 guys just teleporting down, fitting in sneaky little places. They're not a bad unit. I don't think I'd spam these, but it's like the Vigilors, the new guys. They've got an interesting ability. So if you go like for a shooting kind of list, these guys have a Navigators of the Storm. So when they fire at a unit and they get a successful hit, all your Stormcast is +1 to hit against that unit.
It just says add 1 to hit rolls for attacks that target that unit. So if you have this unit allied in for Cities of Sigmar army, they all get +1 to like hit it as well.
Yeah, they would. Yeah,
that's pretty juicy.
They're pretty good. I mean, how many points are they? Vigilers are...
They don't do that much like damage in the shots. They've got an 18-inch range, freeze, -1 damage. Leo, I know I'm doing a live show, buddy. You'll need to stop whining. It's just Chonk messing about.
They're 195 points for 5, so...
195?
Yeah, for 5. So they're like having a... People used to use the... Is it the guy, what was he, Knight? The Knight guy with the wings. Yeah, Azeroth. So you used to pick a target and used to reroll 1s to hit. So they're similar to that, because I'm pretty sure he doesn't do that anymore.
Yeah.
So like an alternative version ally for allowing your other lists to get bonuses to hit. Just a nice way of getting the bonuses to hit and using your CP for +1 to hit somewhere else.
Yeah. The Chariots are...
Oh, you wanted to talk about them? Do you want to get a scroll off and go through? It's a Thunderstrike unit as well, so
when it dies, it's a chance of blowing
more
up.
wins back.
And then you've got subtract 1 from hit rolls for the unit if it's made a charge. So you charge in and it becomes harder to hit it, and then you do all-out defense, give it a 2-up save, and then you do Yeah.
Big Tom saying lost sound on the close-up camera.
Oh. Oh no. Let's just go back. We're talking about the Stormstrike Chariot. I'm
Can
not
you
sure.
hear us now, guys?
I'm not sure what happened there.
That's all right.
If anybody can message us, see if they can hear us now.
I think we carry on. Does it sound okay at your end now, Liam? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Let's just carry on.
Stormstrike Chariot is 165 points, and it's single.
Wait, it's 165 points. Where is it? 165. I am spamming this unit. I am not even
doing the classic spam list. Stormstrike.
Yes,
Chariots.
but with Spartans, I need to. It's 300. And speaking of Spartans, these chariots are amazing. But there's one model in this whole army that's came out that I need to make into Leonidas, and it's the new hero, Bastion Carthalos, Lord Commander. So he's essentially an Annihilator hero. He's got 8 wounds, 3 up save, 10 bravery, 6-inch move. He's not got the biggest move, but if you factor in the fact that you can like deep strike 9 inches away with some of the faction rules and stuff, it's pretty nasty. So he's got a 2-inch range, similar to the Annihilators with the 2-handed hammers, 4 attacks, 3s, 2s, -2 rend, and this bit gets juicy. A 4 damage weapon. So he's like a Stegodon in combat with its horns.
Yeah.
At the start of the first battle round, after determining who has the first turn, but before the first turn begins, you pick D3 hammers of Sigmar units on the battlefield and set them up again. Any restrictions in that deployment instructions for the battle plan being used still apply. So that's the bracket. So you can just redeploy if you're a Hammers of Sigmar army.
Yeah.
And the Hammers of Sigmar have a 6-up ward because of their little allegiance thing, which is really nice. He's a 4-up ward, like all of the new Stormcast heroes. Once per turn, this unit can issue a command to Hammers of Sigmar unit anywhere on the battlefield without spending a command point.
Yeah, he's a really good, cool-looking model as well, isn't he?
And then the final special rule, this bit is really nice. At the end of the phase, if any enemy models were slain by wounds caused by this unit's attacks in that phase, you can heal all wounds allocated to this unit.
Yeah, he's.
You just go stomp.
I think he's not even that expensive. How many points
he's
is he?
same points as your Dresser at 300. There is.
Yeah, Bastion. He's 300. Yeah, so he's cheaper than her. So he's good. I mean, his problem is when he drops down, he's not very fast, but he's.
You just have a unit of what's the unit from the Dominion set that's basically bodyguard? Oh, where are they? I'll find them. But like, you have a unit of 3 of them around him, and they just walk across the board and just slap face.
Was it the
Protectors? Are they protectors? Where is it? I will find these. Annihilators. Yeah, Praetors. So.
Oh, yeah, they're the ones with the cloaks, and they're really nice. And they've got Thunderstrike keyword. I think they even ignore the wound themselves. So on a 5 or a 6, so you pass off, and then they ignore it. So they have the ability to still stay alive, which is not any other bodyguard unit I've seen has that.
And if you're doing like rally and you've got a few of those banner dudes, you can bring these models back as well. So if you have, say, a unit of 3 of them, maybe a unit of 6, or just have 2 units of 3 around him for like MSU, you just have them bodyguarding this big hero dude that can do a lot of damage. So if you say you get charged by Kragnos, you potentially bounce wounds off into this unit, and if you get hit by him on a 4-up, you ignore that wound, and it's a nice little combo. And especially when you've got a lot of high damage big monsters, you can take little chaff units that are a little bit cheaper and then you can have this dude just swing in, one-shot a monster potentially.
Yeah, it's nice to know that you can do a Stormcast infantry list. You know, when they were first come out, everybody had paladins and had quite a lot of heavy Stormcast infantry. Then it kind of went more towards spamming mortal wounds, star drakes, and heroes.
Yeah.
But now you can go dragon way, or you can go infantry way, and there's lots of infantry builds like there with the vanquishers. You can go resin, so you almost like Legions of the Gash used to be. Put in loads of Stormcast backs like Sigmar's, regenerating your army quicker. There's lots of builds. You can still do a shooting list, definitely.
The one that I want to try and do is genuinely that Spartan 300 theme with Bastion or whatever his name is. You got a load of Vindictors with their shields and spears, probably like 30 of them in a unit. Well, not in a unit, but like as your main battle line. And you got a couple bows, a couple of the chariots, and a couple of the heroes, like proper 300. This is Sparta. I've already got like a few of the units converted. I just need to get it done.
Eric's just said about does the ignoring the pass on the wound survive? Yeah, because it's just a part of the whole ability. So on a 3 to 4, it goes on to this unit, and on a 5 to 6, it's just completely ignored. The wound's completely ignored, so it's all part of that one. So you're not passing it off and then you're rolling the dice. This is the whole bodyguard roll. So on a 1 or 2 does nothing, you don't pass it on, the hero takes it. 3, 4, this unit takes the wound and they can't save it. A 5, 6, this unit takes it but ignores it. So yeah, it's quite a powerful bodyguard save for sure. Did you just want to get up the points up on the stream just so people can have a look at them? Because I know quite a people like points. And have it up there for the next 5 minutes or so.
I'm going to try and get the points up now. Where is it? Sorry, this is like new to me of adding pictures into stream. So, where is it? There we go. So, we got all of that there. It will just be a second. Luke, you talk through whilst I get these up.
So, I've got a Living Cities list with some of the dragons in if people want to hear about it. And you can have it. You can show it up in a bit. Well, we'll put it on the at the end. But I've written a Living Cities list. It's very themey to me. But that is basically a Celestial Hurricanum, Black Ark Fleet Master with the Iron Oak skin. This is in the Living City. And then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Scourge Runner Chariots as your battle line. And then you've got 3 units of Storm Drake Guard, which can come on the sides because of Living Cities, or you can deploy them and move them 24 and do the shooting because it's all on the War Scroll. And then it's got Illuminarch, which can, in Living Cities, you can put anywhere and line up and do your nice little laser line. So it does a lot of mortal wounds in that list, and it's a lot of units, and it's 2 drops because it all fits in 2 battle regiments. If you want to tailor off Stormcast, but using some of the nice new dragons, there's a list for you for that in Living Cities. That's quite effective.
Okay, then I'm going to try and do this via Discord. It may go horrifically wrong. Bear with me. So if we go to list show here, I don't know if it's showing up. Where would it be? Yes, we've still got it. So if we... Okay then. So this is our little server, and then these are the lists that Luke's done. So this is his Cities of Sigmar, Living City, all this lot. And then, if I just add the points, there we go. Here we are. I don't know how we can see this. It's pretty awful, to be fair.
Yeah, it just shows up the list. That's you're showing the Star Drake list, but you scroll up, there's the Living City list.
Yeah.
And then I'll just get the points up as we talk through the last few more scrolls.
Yeah.
So people can see the points. Can you get them up?
Got the points here now. This is the second page of the points. So you can't really see it that well, to be fair. Oh no. I'm really bad at this. First page is a lot better to see. So you got Celestial...
that one. That's fine.
Celestial Ballista, 140 points. Artillery.
Can you zoom in on it?
I don't think I can. I've zoomed in as much as I
We'll
can.
just close that down, and that's fine.
Oh yeah.
There'll be other reviewers showing the close-ups of the points. Is there any other War Scrolls people want to see before we end this short review? We'll do a more in-depth view of going through like the more into the
Do like more
writing lists,
meta
and we'll do a
breakers lists than this.
meta breakers version of it, and what kind of how we would build a Stormcast list.
I've already got so many options of lists.
But I think we've covered pretty much an overview of the book, and then we'll come back on another show and just go more in depth of what we've found. But I think it's hard just to go into what we think is good without playing with it. So I think once we've played a few armies and we've found what's good and useful, then we can go into more depth.
Yeah.
But I think
it'd be interesting to see if people play this these lists with the new Stormcast rules at this tournament, this 40 mana in October at Warhammer World.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
I'm just going to be scared to face them with Stegageddon.
I mean, just that dragon list is literally 6 boxes by 6 boxes. It's a list. That is a list. It's a very powerful list. It's a 1-drop as well, so you're dictating pretty much most of the time when you go in first, and you can alpha strike even if you deploy it on the board. You don't have to teleport. You can deploy 12 inches or 11 inches on the line, move 24 inches, shoot and charge. So a very strong list.
Okay then. Big Tom is asking, do Adjudicators still have the lightning ability after combat?
Adjudicators.
Nah, Adjudicators.
Evos, come on.
Nah, Adjudicators. I'm saying it how I want it. Where are they?
That's we're trying to find them now.
So, Celestial Lightning Arc. This unit's fought for the first time in the phase, and all its attacks have been resolved. You pick one enemy unit with 3 inches of this unit, roll 2 dice for each model in this unit. Wait, roll 2 dice for each model in this unit, so if there's 5 it's 10. For each 4 up, the enemy unit suffers a mortal wound.
Yeah, so I think that's...
Is that the same?
No, after this unit has fought for the first time in a phase. So I was pretty sure that they did this at the end. So I think that's the same. But they are 4 attacks, 3s and 3s, Rem 1, 1 damage. And then they've got the Grand Stave, which is 3 attacks, 3s and 3s, 2 damage. They're 4+ save, 8 bravery, 3 wounds each, and move 5 inches. There's still a wizard. It only needs 2 or more models to count as a wizard and cast a spell. It only knows the Empower spell, so that was the same as before. They can only cast their spell. And that Empower spell is +1 to wound now. So, yeah, they look okay. I mean, if you go to their points, the Adjudicators are...
Where are the
Adjudicators are 230 point. 230 for 5, so yeah, they seem okay.
Okay then. Let's have a look at 2 more units, I think, and then end up the show. What units do you want to look at, Luke? Other units that have standed out for you?
Let's go and have a look at Forminators, because that's what I used in that Live in the Cities list on the live stream. See what they're like now.
Which page are they on?
176 Forminators. They're like the old school.
Oh, the spear ones. So they've got 6 wounds, 10-inch move, 3 up save, 7 bravery. They've got Storm Blast, which is a 12-inch range, 1 attack, and do not use an attack sequence for an attack made with a Storm Blast. Instead, roll a dice. On a 4-up, the target suffers D3 mortal wounds.
Yeah, so they're pretty similar, but they do have an extra wound now. They have got extra rend.
Yeah.
And they've got more attacks. They've got 5 attacks each now.
Damage free on a charge.
Damage free on the charge, which was the same as before, but just having that extra rend helps them a lot.
That's pretty
5
damage.
attacks each, so a unit of 2 of them is like, what, 10 attacks, freeze and freeze, rend 2, damage 3 damage each. So
on the charge. That's nutty. And that's
all
not.
the things are different now, so they just always do 2 damage before you had to roll 6s to do quite a lot of damage, and they're rend 2 now as well, so...
That's
yeah,
quite nice.
They could be quite punchy, that unit, the Forminators.
I'm trying to think of which unit that stood out for me then. It's just a lot of the new stuff, really. The Annihilators we've already covered. The new
Go
shooting.
through one more. Let's go to Adjudicators. People used to use Adjudicators quite a lot back in the day. See what they're like now.
Adjudicators.
Have you got the? Can I get them up? Can you get them up?
I cannot, but I can read out the War Scroll. They've got 2 wounds, 5-inch move, 4 up save, 7 bravery. They've got a Skybolt of 24-inch range, 2 attacks, freeze to hit, freeze to wound, -1 rend, 1 damage. And then they've got the Shock Bolt Bow, 24 inches, D6 attacks, freeze, -1, 1 damage. Are they better? Are they... I haven't really looked at these guys.
More reliable now. The guy used to do exploding hits. But yeah, they're more reliable damage now, for sure. And I think the guys have got more shots than they had. I think they're 1 shot before the normal guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're definitely good. And how many points are they? They're Adjudicators for 5. Oh.
Skybolt Bow. It does a mortal wounds. So they do mortal wounds if they make hit rolls of 6s and then the attack sequence ends.
Yeah, so there's a lot of units like that now. You've got the Snakes, the Sentinels. Adjudicators are... Skybolt bows are 200 points. So, yeah, not bad. Not bad for a unit of 5, firing 10 shots. Well, and maybe the champion on average gets 3, so 11 shots from 5 guys.
Pretty interesting.
Almost similar to the Snakes, price-wise and wound-wise.
So, brief overview before we go off then. The book. Just sum it up in words. How?
Well, the new Age of Sigmar, it's just how they go in for the Age of Sigmar 3. It's just... They're just really, they're really thick. I mean, we've got the Orc one here as well, haven't we? And
it's really thick, nice, hardback as well.
I mean, Stormcast is bigger because it's got a lot of War Scrolls in it, but I just like the way that they go in with the books, and they're laid out. They're just laid out much better.
A really cool fact that they've done on these books is, I think, right at the end, similar to the 40k ones. I think you get a little code, and you put that code into the new Warhammer app that's coming out, and then you get an online book of it. So you don't have to like buy the book and then buy an online book as well. You get the one purchase, you get it online, you get the in-hand copy. It's a lot more neat. Don't have to do much, you don't have to spend more money. It's just amazing, and it's so well laid out as well.
Right, I think that's us done. A quick overview of the Stormcast, and thanks for everyone who stayed and watched, and hopefully it was interesting for people. We're trying to just...
We're going to be honest, we did wing this one, but we hope you enjoyed it. We gave our initial thoughts on it, because I haven't really read this book before, like coming onto the live show. It was just a quick, oh, I like that unit, oh, I like that unit. But we will go more in depth with this. We will do a Meta Breakers list rundown of the best list for this book. Same with the Orc book that's come out. I've not looked at it yet, but we'll have a look at it soon. That's me.
Yeah, we've got a review out. Phil and Jack did one for the Orcs, so
yeah,
you definitely go check that out. And yeah, that's us. That's us for tonight.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and view our Patreon to help us out. We're going to do a lot more of these, do a lot more bat reps, and I need to get in a bat rep and kick Luke's ass at some point and take that title away from him. Cheers, guys. I hope you had a great review of us, and we'll be back next time. See ya.
Thanks, guys. See you later.
This video is made